The new song that Lil Murda has this season is absolutely nuts. And I think everybody's gonna love it.
So the amateur night, that is in our first episode, in our pilot episode.
Oh my God, Ronnie.
New VVs on my wrist, new watch, fish on ice down. Hoes screaming when I walk into them hoes pipe down. Ay.
Where Autumn Nights comes and she dances for, what was it, $50 and a plate of some good food. Yes, that was the trophy. It's such a remarkable dance in that it allows us to begin to understand the backstory of Miss Autumn Nights, this mysterious woman who has, arrived to the shores of the Pink.
Oh man, that first season, first episode, scary. Stepping out, in character, but also as myself with this huge, because we have a background that fill the space. So it was really nerve-wracking, very scary. And the dance isn't like groundbreaking. I think we all saw that. But it is a moment for this character, and it is the time where the audience can first see this. Who is this woman? What is going on? What are these flashes? Do we get to see more of it? So yeah, it was definitely a scary moment for me and also for the character.
Throw the up in the air for the most luxurious mood around these parts. She a whole celebrity, y'all. Welcome to Mercedes Sunday.
So this is what we call Mercedes Sunday. So Miss Mercedes, she is the headliner. She is the person who helped Uncle Clifford build the Pink. Like, people come from miles and miles away to see the Mercedes dance. And, she just looks like a superwoman on the pole, and you really understand why she is Uncle Clifford's bottom bia.
Hard, okay? Hard, intimidating, but beautiful. KATORI wrote that, she's this super shero in a sense, but I don't think I felt it until actually hearing the stage. And you see that the crowd and the roar and just like that energy with Mercedes. Very difficult and lots of training. Amazing choreographer, Jamaica Craft, I believe, took exactly what KATORI wrote and put it right there on the camera for you. So it was beautiful. Hard.
It was also so dope to just hear and experience the work that goes into it, because we were listening to the music and, just rocking and everything like that. But then to hear Mercedes actually get so exasperated and the breath and the strength that it took to hoist yourself up and to be upside down and skywalk and the gangster walk on the ceiling and all that stuff. So that was, as an experience, it was just like, yes, I love that.
That moment when the sound drops out, I remember seeing that for the first time and going, oh, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the moment of letting the audience know that this is hard work. This is an athlete. This is not just fun and easy at all.
That whole subjective experience of the breath going out, we discovered that in the post-production process, because in season 1, we actually could not get our camera up as high up on the pole so that we could really be up inside of the dance with the dancers. So in post, I just remember being like, how are we going to make people understand how hard this work is? And so me and my post-producer, we put our heads together. We were like, oh my God, we just need to drop out the sound. And that'll immediately put ourselves up on the pole with the great Mercedes.
The Trinity.
So the Trinity dance is a night where we see our 3 top dancers come together. It's Mercedes, it's Miss Mississippi, and Get 'em Gidget, combining their elemental forces and taking us to the sky. it's also a moment where we see our dear Autumn Night being like, wait a minute, y'all can't be having all the fun now. You need to too. And what's so cool about this particular dance was that it incorporated dance and stunt work, and it pushed the narrative forward in such a beautiful way because, you know, we began to see how troubled Autumn was dealing with drinking and really wanting to be a part of this sisterhood that was up on the pole.
It was so visually dynamic. I've never seen anything like that before, and I had caught a still of it, like just pausing the TV and just seeing it, and you're like, how the heck is Gidget upside down? Like, what is holding her up? Yeah. That was the part that was like, how did this happen? I mean, Keyshawn's like laying flat and you have Mercedes up top, and then Gidget's completely upside down and the pole is just like right there on her armpit, and it just looks absolutely insane. And watching it on TV and just the reaction from people on Twitter, it was just an iconic moment. Really, really, really cool.
Oh, Trendy, I loved it. I just remember speaking to our choreographer, Jamaica Craft, about the different crazy elements of stunts that her and KATORI had talked about, which were beautiful. And then they brought in amazing, you know, assistant choreographers and doubles as well to help us with that. But it was not easy for anyone. You know, you watching your double do it way better than you, which is beautiful, but then you got to come up and act like Elarica said, and, you know, convey that same strength as well, because these ladies do this daily. It's their job, but it was very difficult, but it's one of my favorite performances with the Trinity. I loved it.
Can I just say, just watching the girls and how hard they worked, that dance was incredible. Like, you know, like it's a lot of work for the training, you know, for the strength, for all of it, to then also be acting at the same time. Like, this show is not easy and the girls are just incredible. Me, on the other hand, did some crazy training, but literally just had to do some not so good dancing on the pole, and then majority of it was stunt work, and that in itself is so technical. So I think the actual experience, being there, seeing it, being a part of it was great, and then to watch it back, I mean, it's comical, but it's also a moment for the audience, again, like you said, KATORI, to see, you know, how troubled this lady is.
My little titties and fat. I don't know what y'all gonna do. God.
I'll do it.
You sure? There's lots of people out there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This was a dance that nobody saw coming. It was our midpoint episode of season 1, and, you know, from the jump, Mercedes was been saying she gonna have her last dance. She retiring. And then the events to end all events happened, and her mama stole her money for her drink. And so she's not at the paint, and it's like, who is gonna go on for Beyonce? Who gonna go on? And lo and behold, little Beyonce steps on out, Miss Mississippi, and she takes the stage. And what's the most beautiful thing, another beautiful thing about the moment is that it's LaMurda's song. It's to LaMurda's song that he wrote for and about Uncle Clifford. And so narrative-wise, it's one of my favorite moments of the season, because you just see how dance and cinematography and storytelling all kind of combined in this one moment that's so explosive, and just catapults everyone into completely different directions for the rest of the season, and quite frankly, the rest of the series.
The night when Keyshawn goes on for Mercedes, that is the night that changes everything. And that is the moment where Mississippi and LaMurda's lives kind of merge, and they go on this really beautiful journey together. And they begin this business partnership, which turns into this really beautiful brother-sisterly bond. And it's the birth of some like really, really, dope music.
Keyshawn and Lil Murder's relationship, and more so even the show too. It's like one of those roller coasters where they send out two carts at the same time, and then one is kind of going. They both may reach a peak sometime, but they shoot this way and you cross over. So you have this incredible way of sending people on a singular journey, but still having it feeling different, you know, at the same time. And so definitely one of my favorite scenes, and seeing Keyshawn be elevated in that way, and then Lil Murder obviously having his moment where he finally hears his song played. And so for me as a performer, being on stage and seeing these my lovely castmates, you know, have so much strength and power in what it is that they're doing, and seeing their stunt doubles and everybody come together to make this one journey that's kind of broken apart to be a part, you know. And so it's really dope. And then for me, I just got to watch my head, you know, as long as I don't get kicked by anybody, nothing like that, we performing, I'm good. So it's really cool to see.
So Murder Night is in the lives of our dear Miss Mississippi and Lil Murder really merge on stage. It's the moment where he kind of steps into his power as a performer, where he does Mississippi Pride. Yes, not only is Miss Mississippi there, but we also have our Pink Vets taking the stage, also with Gidget. But the person who is missing is Mercedes, because she's doing some things down in the paradise with Autumn Night.
Yeah, sure, man. Murder Night, you know, changed Lil Murder's life, changed my life. You know, that's the crazy thing about P Valley, is where while your character is going viral, you're going viral at the same time within your career with real life, right? And so it's been this just amazing thing that happens, man, where, you know, it really had me thinking for a little bit, like, do I want to be a rapper? Like, do I want to do this? And my wife, she's like, wait a minute, you know, just let's stick to acting. You can rap a little Murder. And so, you know, it was amazing, man. That was one of those episodes where you have so many things going on, and it just speaks to the genius of KATORI and this Pulitzer Prize winner we got with us, where it's like, nah, I can give you all these characters at one time and still have you interested in every little piece and what's going on. And so you got Mercedes and Autumn Night and Uncle Clifford having a struggle in one room. You got us having our own struggle on stage. And then what P Valley does so well is have these incredible epic moments. You know, it almost feels like Spartan, like, you know, 300, like it's like huge grand moments where these women are suspending time and gravity and air. And so to be a part of that, man, it was really dope.
Yeah, and sometimes it's very much so like our own Universal Circus, you know, when everything is going on, it's like it's the energy behind it, and the fact that it really translates to you at home and on the screens. That's what's up. It's, you know, the editing, the music, the choreography, the lights, it's the show of it. You know, it's like the show within the show.